Good evening, dear students. But today we'll start a lesson. Okay, people, today before going to some new theories, I supposed to do some questions under the trigonometry, and then we come to the some theories today, right? And you know this lesson contains more theories. Okay, in your group, I put the tutorial, the PDF copy. I put that, and then you can get the questions from that. Okay, right. As the first question today, I suppose to take this question, people, first, right? In your tutorial, question number 2. In your tutorial, question number 2, under question number 2, second part, in the page number 1. There you are given cos to the power 6a plus sin to the power 6a to show which is equal to 1 minus 3 sin square d into cos square d. Right? This is the first question today I suppose to discuss. Right. Here we have to first understand, people, we know when we consider this way sum of 2 cubes, the factors of sum of 2 cubes. Right? We learned this in our oils and before that, the factors of 2 cubes, right? Yeah, first factor here we can obtain, ignore this power 3, then we get a plus b. And second factor is this. Second factor you can write by observing the first factor, square this, and add them up. And sign this one, take the opposite, and multiply this two. Right? These are the factors. Right? These are the factors. Right. Now, using that, I can people write this left hand side. Right? I can write that one cos to the power 6a plus sin to the power 6a. No? Right. So then I can write this cos to the power 6a like this. Cos squared a to the power 3 and sin squared d to the power 3. This way I can write. Why? Because you know when we remove the brackets here, this inner power should be multiplied with this outer power. Then 2 into 3, this 6 coming. Here also this 2 into 3, this 6 coming. Then this expression only here we have written. Okay. Right, now you can consider this cos square d as here simply. This sin square d as a simple b here. In that way, when you consider this is of the form a cube plus b cube, understand? Then it takes the form this. Then you know its factors we can write. How to write the factors, people? Then first factor can be written as how? Ignore this powers. අපි මේ a cube plus b cube factorize කරනකොට ඔය විතරම මේ powers දෙක අමතක කරන්න. එතකොට ලැබෙන්නේ a plus b නේ. ඒක තමයි first factor එක. second factor එක ගන්න මේ r square කරන්න. මේ r square කරන්න. මේ sin එකේ opposite එක අරගෙන මේ දෙන්න multiply කරන්න. Then you get second factor. Understood? Right? Ignore this power. Then you get a plus b, that is here. Then using this first factor, you can find the second factor. Here are the first, here are the second, add them up, and take your sign to opposite, multiply this. Okay? Yeah, that way you can write the factors. Okay? Now, If you consider this as your A, the cos squared A is your A, sin squared A is your B. Then we get here A cube plus B cube. Then first factor can be obtained. Ignore this power. Then we get cos squared A plus sin squared A. Right? Okay? This factor is okay. Then to get the second factor, square this cos squared A square plus sin squared A square and minus what people? This multiplied by this cos squared A sin squared A. And we right? අපි මේ powers දෙක ignore කරනවා මතක් කරනවා cos squared A plus sin squared A එනවා ඒක තමයි first factor එක. then first factor එක දිහා බලාගෙන second factor එක ලියන්න පුළුවන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ. කොහොමද ලියන්නේ? මෙයා ස්ක්වයර් කරන්න මෙන්න ස්ක්වයර් කරා. මෙයා ස්ක්වයර් කරන්න මෙන්න ස්ක්වයර් කරා. මේ sin එකේ opposite එක ගන්න minus then multiply this and this. Here we wrote that. Okay. Now, you know what is this answer? Cos squared A plus sin squared A. You know this is 1. Right? Cos squared theta plus sin squared theta 1. No? Right. This 1. Now, by this 1, when you multiply this, we know when you multiply something by 1, the value value doesn't change. Neither. Right. So then what we have is this. Cos squared A to the power 2 plus sin squared A to the power 2 minus cos squared A sin squared A minus cos squared A sin squared A. Right. Now we can people consider the next one to get this answer. It is this. Now suppose when we consider the expansion of A plus B squared, when we consider the expansion of A plus B to the power 2, consider this one, A plus B to the power 2. You know the expansion of this A squared plus B squared, the same sign plus AB into 2AB. Right? We can write this 2AB in the middle and B squared in the third. That's also correct. Then people here this 2AB we can take to left hand side. And that will be minus 2AB is equal to A squared plus B squared. This way I can write it. Okay. Then the left hand side is equal to right hand side means right hand side is equal to left hand side. So therefore you can write this one how people A squared plus B squared is equal to A plus B to the power 2 minus 2AB. This way you can write it. Okay. Then people, what is this result? Here we have this is a square, this is a square. Then here what do you have? Sum of two squares. Then the sum of two squares in the left hand side, you can write as in the right hand side. How to write people? Yeah. A plus B square. That means this 2 and this 2 the power, you have to take out from a bracket like this and subtract what? 2 times the product of this and this. Like that people, when you think this is now your A. This is now your people B. Then here you have A squared plus B squared. Then how to write? Take this 2 and this to the power out, leaving this plus this inside the bracket as here. Okay, this 2 and this 2 you can take out, leaving A plus B within bracket like this. Okay, and then you get what people here. cos square d plus sin square d to the power 2 minus 2ab, no? 2ab. That ab means what, people? This and this, no? Here, this and this. 2 times what? Cos square d into sin square d. Okay? Right. And now this one we have there. What is that? Minus cos square d into sin square d. Okay, no, people? Right? All right. Now, when you very carefully see, what is this? Apa ini මොකක්ද? Cos square d plus sin square d. අපි දන්නවා ඒක එකයි. 1. Okay? Right. So therefore, this is 1. See, with the bracket we have 1. 1 squared. Right. 1 squared is equal to 1. Right, no? Yeah. So then I write that we are here. Okay. This is 1. 1 squared. It is 1. Minus. Okay. Now think like this. Now, when you consider this part as your x, then with this minus 2, what do you have? Minus 2x. Right? And this also now x. Then what do you have? Minus 2x. Minus x. Understand? Minus 2x minus 6. What is that? Minus 3x. Minus, I wrote minus 3 capital X. But really, what is x? This, no? Cos square d into sin square d. Cos square d into sin square d. Correct, no, people? So here we have sin square d into cos square d. Yeah, that means you can interchange. In between this cos square d and sin square d, people, we have product, no? Understood? Then in the product, you can interchange these two terms. Why? The reason is what? You know, people, when we multiply 2 and 3 and reverse in the order, 3 into 2 being equal, no? Like that. These two we can interchange the places. So therefore, this is nothing but 1 minus 3 sin square d into cos square d. This is the people, the right hand side we need to show. Right? Therefore, this is the right hand side. The right hand side. Therefore, left hand side is equal to right hand side. This is how we take that answer. Okay? People, any questions? කාටහරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවද ළමයි? ඔව්. මේවා අල්ල ගන්න මුලින්ම මේ පොයින්ට් එක ඔයගොල්ලෝ අල්ල ගන්න. මේ පොයින්ට් එක ඔයගොල්ලෝ අල්ල ගන්න. ඒක මතක තියෙන්න ඕන ළමයි. හරි? මේ simplifications හරි වැදගත් අපිට. right? right. මේ වගේ තමයි අපි simplify කරන්න ක්‍රම අල්ල ගන්න. ඒ නිසා මේ lesson එකේ අපි simplifications උත් මේ ගමම්ම discuss කරනවා. Right, people? In the lesson we supposed to study the simplification too while discussing the questions. Okay, so therefore these points are very important. Keep in your memory because they are the important ones in order to create your ability of simplifying. Right. Okay, people. Right. First take that answer. Okay, no? Right, people? Right. Shall we come to another one question? As the next question, I suppose to take people question number 2, part 3. Number 2, part 3. This is square root of 1 minus sin A divided by 1 plus sin. Right. We have to prove this one, people. 60 minus 10. 60 minus 10. Huh? Asking how do you get 3 minus 2x minus x. Minus 2x minus x. Minus x means minus 1x. Minus 2x minus x is minus 3x. Understand? But x is what? Sin squared d cos squared. That's how. Right. Okay, now let's see how to take this answer. Let's see how to take this answer, people. Yeah, I start from left hand side. Square root of 1 minus sin A divided by 1 plus sin. Okay. Now here, inside the square root is fraction. 1 minus sin A divided by 1 plus sin. Okay. Right. People, how to take the answer here? Can you suggest me a method of getting this answer? You know, people, inside this root sign, this is the fraction. Huh? Inside the root sign, we have a fraction. You know, when we consider a fraction like this, 2/3, for example, you can multiply both this numerator and denominator by the same value. The fractional value doesn't change. Then 2/3 multiply both numerator and denominator by 2 people, we get 4, and here 6. Then 4 by 6. 4 by 6 is still equal to 2/3. Last week also I can remember we discussed this method in obtaining one answer. නේද ළමයි fraction එකක උඩ යටයි දෙකම අපිට ඕනෑම එක වැලියු එකකින් වැඩි කරන්න පුළුවන්. උඩ එකෙන්ම උඩේ වැඩි කරන එක නම් යටින් වැඩි කරන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට ලැබෙන අලුත් ආංශික fraction එකත් ඒ fraction එක කලින් fraction එකට equal වෙනවා. Okay? Both the numerator and denominator of a fraction we can multiply by the same value. The fractional value doesn't change. Does not change. Okay. Now, people, having that, using that fact, I multiply this and this both by 1 minus sin A. By this, I multiply this numerator and denominator both inside the square root. Okay. Then this is what we get. 1 minus sin A by 1 plus sin A, and with both we can multiply by 1 minus sin. This, right? Well, you can see it clearly. Here is 1 minus sin A is multiplied with again 1 minus sin A. 1 minus sin A multiplied with 1 minus sin A. No, people. It is to say, if we consider this 1 minus sin A as capital X multiplied by again this X means X squared. Like that, 1 minus sin A multiplied by 1 minus sin A means people 1 minus sin A perfect square, right? 1 minus sin A bracket perfect square. Now, this is available inside the root sign, right? And can you remember last week we learned 1 plus sin A into 1 minus sin A. Yeah, can you remember last week you obtained 1 plus sin A into 1 minus sin A. What is that really? So can you remember we wrote 1 minus sin squared theta. This one has 1 square minus sin squared theta. Here by considering this as difference of two squares, we can write this as 1 minus sin theta into 1 plus sin theta. This way we can write. And you know this 1 minus sin squared theta, people, we know it is cos squared theta. Okay. Right? So therefore, this one is nothing but 1 plus sin A into 1 minus sin A is this one. 1 minus sin theta into 1 plus sin theta is really this is, right? This one, right? And in the left hand side, this is nothing but cos squared theta. The reason for this is what, people? Last week, can you remember we obtained first relation like this? Sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So then once the subject is cos square theta, taking the sin square theta to right hand side, it is 1 minus sin square theta. No? This only, writing this 1 as 1 squared, this way we can factorize. So therefore, you can very clearly understand this is nothing but 1 minus sin square d. This 1 minus sin square d means people cos square d. Then this perfect square and this cos square d both inside the root sign, right? Now next one is therefore 1 minus sin a perfect square divided by this is cos square d root. Okay, right. Now you know these people. We learned this in indices and logarithm lesson also. What that? When you have something like this, x squared divided by y squared square root. So what is the answer of this? Yeah. The square root means people power half, no? X squared plus x squared by y squared. The square root means power half. Okay. Then how to take the power half of this part? Yeah, this 2 and this half we have to multiply. This 2 and this half we have to multiply. Then see what we get. X squared multiplied by half, y squared multiplied by half. Then this 2 and this 2 we can cancel down. Why? Half into 2 means people 1, no? Then here we get 2 and 2 we can cancel down, we get 1. So then you can think it like this also. 2 multiplied by half means people here this 2 has denominator 1. This and this we can cancel down 1, 1, 1 into 1 is 1, divided by 1 into 1 is 1. Then we get x to the power 1. That is nothing but 6. Similarly here we get 1. So therefore, the answer of this is square root of x squared upon y squared is equal to what? X upon y. Yeah, understand people. When we have square root of a perfect square like this. Right? When we have square root of a perfect square like this, x perfect square divided by y perfect square, its root. Then remember, when you take the square root of a perfect square, this 2, the power, will vanish. Understood, people? And once you vanish this power, ignore this power, 2, there will we have 1, no? Then x power 1, that is this. Y squared also inside the root sign. Therefore, y squared root means y. Like that, people, here also, this power 2 and this power 2 inside the root sign, then once you take the root of them, both the powers from the numerator and denominator become 1. Then here we have, people, what? 1 minus sin a divided by cos squared a, this power will vanish to 1, then we get cos a here. Then you can see here, right? This 1 and sin a both we can divide by cos a. Now then what do you get? 1 upon cos a minus sin a divided by cos a. So therefore, this is now sec a. 1 upon cos a means equal sec a. Sin a divided by cos a means what, people? Sin by cos is, people, tan, no? Tan. Correct, no, people? Now we start from the left hand side, keep simplifying, we got the right hand side. Okay. Then here in the left we have LHS, LHS, LHS is therefore LHS is equal to RHS. LHS is equal to RHS. Okay. This is how, people, we take this answer. These simplification methods, people, remember, right? They are very important. By doing this way only, people, you can improve your simplification skills, right? Yeah. Right. Okay. People, now we'll come to another one more. It is the fourth one in the second question in the tool in the first page. Yeah, it is this, people. 1 plus sin theta plus cos theta perfect square. Now we have to prove 2 times 1 plus sin theta into 1 plus cos theta. This one we have to prove. Right. Right. තමයි කාටද කියන්න පුළුවන් මේකේ ආන්සර් එක ගන්න කොහොමද කියලා? කාට හරි කියන්න පුළුවන් මේකේ ආන්සර් එක කොහොමද ගන්න කියලා? Yeah, people, here we start like this. People, you know, we can write this as a note. Note number 1. You know how to take the perfect square of a plus b. A plus b to the power 2. What is this, people? It is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. right? B squared. Okay, people, suppose the next one is when we have another one, a plus b plus c squared, right? So this is called as two. Here there are two terms of people. Two means bi. This is called as binomial. Binomial. Two terms in that. There are three terms in it. Right? This is called as trinomial. This is binomial. Bi means always two. Two terms in the bracket. Tri means people three. Three terms in the bracket. Perfect square. People, the perfect square of this trinomial we can obtain by using this binomial. This is how we obtain that. I'll explain. Try to understand that clearly. Second one. A plus b plus c perfect square is equal to this a plus b. People, I am going to consider a term and this c as another term. Is it correct now, people, if I write it? Then consider this a plus b together as one letter. Suppose a is 2, b is 1, then 2 plus 1 is 3, no? A plus b is one term now. Then, if I consider this a plus b together as one term, then here we have binomial now, no? This is the first term, this is second term. There are now two terms, 1 and 2. It's perfect square. Then perfect square of this, taking this as one term, you can expand this one by using this. Then can somebody tell me? Yeah. How to write this expansion? A plus b squared. That means this one coming. Plus sign. What is the middle one? 2 times this multiplied by this. And this plus sign coming. And square of this. Understand? In that way, we can expand that first. Understood? Right. So then if I do like that, simplification, this is now people a plus b to the power 2 plus 2 times this multiplied by this a plus b and people next one c square. Right now, now when you come to here, people, a plus b squared means again this. Then for this a plus b squared, you can write what? Bukan dalam yang pelan ni ya. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. No? Right. Okay. Then next one, people, here you can remove the bracket. This cn 2 outside of the bracket. Then you have first multiply this 2 and a and then c. What do you get? 2ac. Next one, people, 2b and c. 2bc. Okay. And finally c squared. Okay. Right. ළමයි මෙතන මේ a b දෙන්න එකතු කරපුවාම ඇඩ් කරපුවාම තනි ආන්සර් එකක් නෙන්නේ නේ. අපි a ගත්තොත් 2 කියලා b ගත්තොත් 1 කියලා 2 plus 1 is 3. Then this a plus b, even though here we have as a sum of two terms, really that is single term, we can assume like that. Since we don't know exact values of a and b, we can't write such a single value here, but we can assume that as single value. Then this a plus b together as one letter, c as another letter. Then this in bracket we have one letter plus another letter perfect square. It is the form this. Right? දැන් මේක අපි දන්නවා ළමයි expand කරන්න කොහොමද? මුල් කෙනාගේ square එක plus 2 times product of these two. මේ දෙන්නගේ product එකේ දෙගුණය plus මෙයාගේ square එක. එම්නම් මෙයා වගේම මෙයාත් අපි expand කරන්න පුළුවන්. Square of this root 2 times this multiplied by this root square of this root. Now again this one is really this no people. Now square this. Square of this correct plus 2 times this into this plus b square. Okay. Now remove the bracket here. 2ac 2b c. Both 2 and c. By both 2 and c you have to multiply a and b. That can then be done like this because by this 2 we multiply a and then c. 2ac. Next one 2 and b and c. 2bc. Right? 2ac plus 2bc plus c square. Okay. Now I can write the rest like this. I can write rest like this. Even this all squares we can take together. Here a squared, here b squared, here c squared. When you take this all three squared together, c squared plus b squared plus c squared. Right. The next three terms, this and this, when I take what do you get? 2ab, 2ac, 2bc. So this is the expansion of people a plus b plus c to the power 2. Understood? So in the expansion there are 6 terms. There are 6 terms. Now බලන්න මේ දකුණු පැත්තේ terms 6ක් තියෙනවා. 6 terms are there. What are the terms? People very easily you can remember. First 3 terms when you consider. That first 3 terms on the right hand side. Yeah, square of this, square of this, square of this. මෙයාගේ square එක, මෙයාගේ square එක, මෙයාගේ square එක තුන්දෙනාගේ sum එක තමයි ඉතුරුම එන්නේ. After that, yeah, after that this is how we think. From these 3, we select 2 at a time. මේ තුන්දෙනාගෙන් ළමයි අපි වරකට දෙන්නෙක් ගන්නවා. වරකට දෙන්න අරගෙන ඒගොල්ලෝ multiply කරනවා දෙකෙන්. Out of these 3 A, B and C people, we take 2 at a time and multiplying them, we multiply that again by 2. Then what are the different ways of taking 2 at a time from this 3 A, B, C? A and B we take. A and C we take. And B and C we take. Understood? Then A and B we take, we multiply. AB no, again by 2. What do you get? 2AB. A and C we take. AC no, we multiply by 2. 2AC. This one. B and C we take. We multiply BC and again by 2. 2BC. Right, people? Therefore, the expansion of A plus B plus C to the power 2 is that. Understand? Obtain this one, people. Make gun lamai then. Okay, මතක තියාගන්න. Right, we have to keep remember this. Right now, right people, now using that, if you need to simplify this. Alpha minus beta minus gamma perfect square. How take the perfect square of this? මේක ළමයි අපි කොහොමද ගන්න? alpha minus beta minus gamma perfect square එක ගන්න කොහොමද? අපි ඒකත් ලියමු මෙහෙම. Alpha, this minus beta we can write like this, plus within bracket minus beta. Then you know, when you multiply plus and minus, we get minus beta, no? This is coming, no? This minus gamma also, we write like this, plus minus gamma within bracket like this. Perfect square of this. Now, this alpha is like this A. This minus sign and beta both like this B. Minus sign and gamma together is this C. Then, using the expansion of this, you can now provide the expansion of this. Right? What people? Square of this first one, alpha square, plus what? Minus beta square, plus what? Minus gamma square. Okay? Right. And then take 2 at a time, multiply again by 2. 2 times alpha into minus beta. This and this we took. This and this we take. 2 times alpha into minus gamma. And what people next? 2 times minus beta into minus gamma. Minus beta into minus gamma. Right now? Right. Now we can simplify this. Let me simplify around. Minus beta square. Perfect square of minus value is plus, no? Then what is this? Beta square. Here, minus gamma squared. Minus squared is plus, no? Then gamma squared. Here, plus and minus, minus 2 alpha beta. Plus and here minus, minus 2 alpha gamma. Here minus and minus plus, that plus and this plus, plus 2 beta gamma. Understand? Right? You know, when we consider minus beta square means, people, what? Minus beta square means, this square means this minus beta should be multiplied by again minus beta. Then this minus and this minus, when you multiply, we get plus beta and beta square. That is why we say when you square minus sign, the answer is plus. Using that, we can now write this one as beta squared plus gamma squared plus and minus minus 2 alpha beta and plus and minus minus 2 alpha gamma minus minus plus and this plus 2 beta gamma. That way you can take the answer. I write that answer, people, here. Alpha squared plus beta squared plus gamma squared, and here, people, plus and minus minus, no? Minus 2 alpha beta. Okay. And here, plus and minus 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 2 alpha gamma. And finally, people, minus minus beta, minus minus plus 2 beta gamma. 2 beta gamma. So this is how we take the perfect square of this. Understood? Right. Try down carefully that, people. Now we'll come to this question. Right. හරිද ළමයි? හරි. දැන් එනම් අපි ළමයි පටන් ගමු මේක. 1 plus sin theta plus cos theta perfect square. මේක ගන්න A කියලා, මේක ගන්න B කියලා, මේක ගන්න C කියලා. Then we did ABC perfect square. Right, now start. Then pull on. Done. Minus this all, right? Right. I start from the left hand side. Left hand. Right. So then this is equal to what? Square this 1 squared. It is 1 plus sine theta squared. Sine square theta plus cos theta squared. Cos square theta. Now take this 2 and first multiply 1 into sine theta, multiply by 2 sine theta. Right. Next one, 1 into cos theta, multiply by 2 cos theta. And people, what? You multiply this and this, and now this and this into 2. Right now, 2 sine theta cos theta. This way. අරද ළමයි දැන් බලන්න මෙතන see here people sin square theta plus cos square theta what is that 1 no right it is 1 right this one then we get 1 plus this is 1 this one right okay now 2 sin theta plus 2 cos theta plus 2 sin theta cos theta. People now this one and this one together 2 no right then this is 2 plus 2 sin theta plus 2 cos theta plus 2 sin theta cos theta. Now when you consider these two, what is common? This 2 is common. You can take that 2 out from a bracket. Then what do you get within bracket? To get the terms within bracket, people, by this 2, divide this and this both. When you divide this 2 by this 2, we get 1, no? Then we get 1. This 2 by this 2, again 1. 1 sin theta with the plus sign. Right. And for these two terms, people, what are the common factors? Both the terms contain these 2. 2 is common. Both the terms contain this cos theta. Then 2 cos theta is common. With the plus sign. Plus 2 cos theta. Plus 2 cos theta. Common for the both terms. So then take plus 2 cos theta out as common factor. This way. Now open the bracket. Now here we have 2 cos theta. The whole thing we took. Then when you divide this by this, what is the answer? 1. That 1 only we must find within bracket. Why? This term is divided by the same. It's like x divided by x. Term එකක් එයාගේම බෙදපුවම ළමයි උත්තර එක නේ. මෙතන එකයි. Plus sign. 2 and cos theta when you take out, people, another sin theta is there. Right, maybe? Now when you consider people, this 2 times 1 plus sine theta available here too. This 2 and 1 plus sine theta is common. Again, then 2 times 1 plus sine theta you can take out as common factor now. 2 times 1 plus sine theta. Open another bracket. This whole term we have taken out now, people. Then when you divide this by this, we get 1, no? That 1 should come inside the bracket. This plus sign. Now 2 and 1 plus sine theta, when you take out this and this together, we have taken out. Then we have only this cos theta. See whether we get this answer. Correct, no? 2, 1 plus sine theta into 1 plus cos theta. This is the RHS. The answer is correct. Understood? Right. නේද? right. ඔය විදිහට තමයි ගෙදරදී කරන්න තව තනියම. ඔය ගණන් ටික මිස්සලා තනියම කරන්න. ඔය විදිහටම ආයෙ කරන්න. Here people, this whole thing 2 times 1 plus sine theta here, and here also 2 and the same 1 plus sine theta we have, no? මෙතනත් තියෙනවා 2 times 1 plus sine theta. මෙතනත් තියෙනවා 2 times 1 plus sine theta. එයා ගන්නවා common factor එක කියලා එළියට. මේ තියෙන්නේ යා. එතකොට මේ ඔක්කොම ටික ගත්තාම එතන ඉන්නේ 1. When you take this whole out, people, the remaining thing is 1. Because this 2 times 1 plus sine theta, we can multiply by 1, no? This one, this whole thing, we can multiply by 1. Though we multiply that by 1, the term does not change, no? So once you take this whole thing out, that 1 is here. Now from this term, this 2 we have taken out, 1 plus sine theta we have taken out. Then once you take this and this out, people, cos theta is remaining. That's how we take. Right. Okay, the next one. This one you have to try alone. I'll give you 2 or 3 minutes. ළමයි මේක ඔයගොල්ලෝ තනියම try කරන්න ඕනේ. මේ ගණන් ආය ආය හදන්න ළමයි. ගණන් පුරුදු වෙන්න නම් ගණන් හදන්න ඕනේ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ අහලා තියෙනවද කවදා හරි ගණන් පාඩම් කරනවා කියලා? ගණන් පාඩම් කරනවා කියලා? ඔයගොල්ලෝ කියලා තියෙනවද මං ඊයේ ගණන් පාඩම් කරේ කියලා? එහෙම කියනවද? සිංහල පාඩම් කරා කියලා කියනවා අපි නේ. සිංහල පාඩම් කරා කියලා කියනවා. ඉංග්‍රීසි පාඩම් කරා කියලා කියනවා. නමුත් ළමයි ගණන් පාඩම් කරා කියලා කියන්නේ ගණන් හැදුවා කියලානේ කියන්නේ. ඒ නිසා ගණන් හදන්න ඕනේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ. පුළුවන් තරම් හදන්න. මේවම හදන්න ආය ආය පුරුදු වෙනකම්. එතකොට මේක පුරුදු වෙනවා. දැන් ළමයි ඒගොල්ලන්ට මේව නිකන් අමාරුයි වගේ දැනුණාට ඔය දැනෙන්නේ අමාරුකම නෙවෙයි ළමයි. ඔකට කියන්නේ අමාරු කියලා නෙවෙයි. ඔය කියන්නේ අමාරුකම නෙවෙයි. ඔය අමාරුකම නිසා නෙවෙයි ඕගොල්ලෝ ටිකක් මේක මේ කම්මැලි වගේ එහෙම නැත්නම් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ වගේ හරි එහෙම නැත්නම් මේක අමුතු දෙයක් වගේ තේරෙන ඕගොල්ලෝ මේව හුරු නැහැ. හුරු නැති හින්දායි. නේද? හුරු නැති හින්දා තමයි තේරෙන්නේ නැත්තේ. තාම හුරු නැහැ මේවත් එක්ක. තාම මේ ලැන්ග්වේජ් එක ඕගොල්ලෝ තේරෙලා නැහැ. ලැන්ග්වේජ් එක ඉගෙන ගන්න කාලේ කොහොම තමයි ළමයි. නේද? දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ පොඩි කාලේ මතක නම් ඉස්සෙල්ලාම කතා කරපු විදිහේ පොඩිම වැඩි හින්දා මතක නැති වෙන්නේ. ඔන්න පොඩිම කාලේ මොකවත් බෑන්නේ. පස්සේ මේ කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් මොනේ. දැන් කොහොමද? දැන් හොඳටම පුළුවන් නේ. ඕනේ දේවත් පුළුවන් නේ. වැඩිපුර පුළුවන් නෙවුවා. ඒ වගේ තමයි ළමයි මේ මැත්ස් එහෙමත් ඉගෙන ගන්න. මේ ලැන්ග්වේජ් එක ටිකක් හුරු වෙන්න කල් ගන්නවා. මොකද මේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ පොඩි කාලේ කතා කරන් ඉගෙන ගන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතලාද? නෑනේ ඇහිලානේ නේ. වටින් ගොඩින් ඇහෙනවා. එහෙම වටින් ගොඩින් ඇහෙනකොට තව කෙනෙක් ඒකට රෙස්පොන්ස් කරන හැටි දැක්කහම ඒ ඇහෙන එකේ මේ වගේ දෙයක් තමයි කියන්නේ කියලා ඔයගොල්ලෝ චුට්ට එකතු කරගෙන තමයි ඔය කතා කරන ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙන්නේ. නැත්නම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳලම කවුරුත් කතා කරන්නේ නැති තැනක තිබ්බනම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා කියලා ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතනවද? නෑ ළමයි. ඒක කවදාවත් පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ නෑ. ඒ වගේ තමයි මේ ගණනුත් පුළුවන් වෙන්න ළමයි ඉතින් මෙහෙම ඇහෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේ දකින්න ඕනේ. ඇහිලා දැකලා ඒ වුණාට පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ හදන්න ඕනේ. අන්න ලැන්ග්වේජ් එක පුළුවන් වෙනවා. ගණන් පුළුවන් වෙනවා. නැතුව ළමයි අද පොත ලියලා ওই පැත්තකින් තියලා සතියෙම ගේම් ගහලා කම්පියුටරේ සතියෙම ගේම් ගහලා ලබන සතියේ පන්තිරේ උඩ පොත අරගෙන ඇවිල්ලා පෙරළුවට ළමයි පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ නිසා. ඔය ගණන් ටික මුලින් ආයෙ හදන්න ඕනේ. මුලින් හදන්න. මුලින් නම් මහන්සි වෙන කෙනාට තමයි ළමයි මේකේ අන්තිම ප්‍රතිඵලය ලැබෙන්නේ. සමහර අය හිතනවා නම් මේ අපි ඕලොල් කරේ ඔහොමයි. ඔයා කරමුණ ඉන්නකෝ අපි ඒක කරගන්නම් කියලා. මට නම් කරමුණ ඉන්න පුළුවන් ළමයි. නමුත් මම දැන් අවුරුදු 23ක් උගන්වනවා ඒකස් වලට. ඒ වගේම ඕගොල්ලන්ට වඩා එක එක්සෑම් එකක් හරි මම වැඩිපුර කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒකෙන් තේරෙනවා ළමයි මේ ගණන් කියන සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක මම නිකන් ඉඳලා සහ කරගන්න බෑ. සහ ඒලොල් කියන එක ළමයි ඕලොල් කරපු විදිහට කවදාවත් කරන්න බෑ. කවදාවත් කරන්න බෑ ඕලොල් කරපු විදිහට ඒලොල්. ඒලොල් වල ළමයි ඇත්තටම අපි ඕලොල් වලදී මොනවද ඉගෙන ගත්තේ කියන එක දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ටික ටික තේරෙන්න ගන්නවා. බොහොම සරල දෙයක් අපි ඉගෙනගෙන තියෙන ඕලොල් වලට. ඒ වගේම ළමයි ඒලොල් කරන්න බෑ. මේ ඒලොල් එක්සෑම් එක ළමයි අපිට තියන්නේ මේ ලංකාවේ හොඳම ඉංජිනේර තෝරගන්න. අනාගතයේදී මේ ලොකු බිල්ඩින්ග්ස් දාන එහෙම නැත්නම් ලොකු ප්ලේන් එකක් ඩිසයින් කරන ලොකු නැවක් ඩිසයින් කරන right ලොකු රෝඩ් සිස්ටම් එකක් ඩිසයින් කරන එහෙම නැත්නම් හොඳ අලුත් විද්‍යාත්මක උපකරණයක් හදන්න මොලේ තියෙන ඉංජිනේර කෙනෙක් තෝරන තමයි මේ එක්සෑම් එක තියන්නේ. ඒක ගන්න හොඳ මේක. මේ හොඳ මේක වෙන්න නම් ළමයි හොඳ මේක වැඩ කරන විදිහට අපි වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ. නැත්නම් තරංගයක් දෙන්න බෑ. හරි? ඉතින් ඒ නිසා මේ විභාගේ ටිකක් කම්පිටිටිව්. ගොඩාක් තරඟකාරී. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් කී දෙනෙක් ලියුවොත් එහෙම කැම්පස් එකට යන ළමයි දෙකක් තුනක් විතර. ඒ කට්ටිය ඔක්කොම එළියේ. ඒතර ඔයගොල්ලෝ කියයි කැම්පස් අපිට යන්න ඕනේ නැහැ කියලා. නමුත් යන්න ඕනේ නැහැ ළමයි. නමුත් මේ කැම්පස් යන ළමයන් තියෙන මොලෙන් එක ඒගොල්ලෝ කවදා හරි දවසක කැම්පස් එකේ හිට වෙලා වැඩ කරනකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝ කොහේ රටකට කියලා ඩිග්‍රී එකක් ගහලා එනකොට ළමයි. ඔය දෙගොල්ලෝ එකට වැඩ කරන සෙට් වුණාම ඔයගොල්ලෝ වැඩ කරන්නේ නැතුව එතෙන්ට ඇවිල්ලා ආරය වැඩ කළා එතෙන්ට ඇවිල්ලා දෙන්න එකට වැඩ කරනකොට අන්න ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ආයෙ තේරෙනවා ඔයගොල්ලෝ පිටිපස්සෙන් ඉන්නේ කියලා. අන්න ඒ අඩුව හැමදාටම ජීවිතේ දැනෙන්න ගන්නවා ළමයි. මේ පසුපස්සෙන් පිටිපස්සෙන් ඉන්න එක හැමදාම දැනෙන්න ගන්නවා. ඒ අඩුව අපිට නැති කරගන්න දැන් අපි ඒක කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ නිසා මේ අද ඉගෙන ගන්න එකේ ප්‍රතිඵලය තමයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ට එන්නේ. කැම්පස් ඒරෝස් වලදී විතරක් නෙවෙයි. කැම්පස් ගිහිල්ලත් නෙවෙයි ළමයි. කැම්පස් එකෙන් එළියට ආවට පස්සේ දැන් දවසක Taman තනියම වැඩ කරන සම ළමයි ඔන්නෝක දැනෙන්න ගන්න. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්නවනේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන්. සමහර ඉන්ජිනියර්ස්ලාත් ඉන්නවා. සමහර ඉන්ජිනියර්ස්ලා ඉන්නවා. මොකක් හරි බිල්ඩින් එකක් හදන්න ගියපම බාසුන්නගෙන් තමයි අහන්නේ. එහෙම ඉන්ජිනියර්ස්ලා ඉන්නවා. ඔය මොකක්ද ළමයි හේතුව? ඔය එහෙම මෙහින් අතපත ගාගෙන අන්තිමට මොනවාර කොපියක් ගහලා හරි කටපාඩම් කරලා හරි ගොඩ ගියා. එතනින් යන එක විතරයි යාට උවමනා වුනේ. නමුත් එයා ඉදා කරගත් අඩුපාඩු ජීවිතේ හැමදාටම දැනෙන්න ගන්නවා. එහෙම ડોක්ටර්ස්ලාත් ඉන්නවනේ. එහෙම ડોක්ටර්ස්ලාත් ඉන්නවනේ. වම් අතේ ඇඟිල්ල කපන්න ඕන විදිහ ඕන වෙනකොට ඔපරේෂන් එකේ දකුණු පැත්තේ ඇඟිල්ල කපනවා. එහෙමයි ඉන්නවා. එහෙමයි ඉන්නවා. ඔය ළමයි ඒ අඩුපාඩුවක් තමයි ඔය මොකක් හරි. ඒවා ඉන්නේ ළමයි ඔය සුළු දේවල් අතපසු කරලා කී කට්ටියකින් තමයි ඔය වෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා ජීවිතේ යම් දවසක දැනෙන්න ගන්නවා ඔය තමන් අතින් වෙන සුළු අඩුපාඩු ඕක එන්නේ ළමයි ලොකු වෙනවා. ඒව ලොකු වෙනවා. මොකද අඩුපාඩු කියන ඒවා බොහොම ඉක්මනින් අපිට තුල ඇති වෙනවා ළමයි. අපි සම්පූර්ණ ගතිය කියන්නේ අපේ අඩුපාඩු නැතිවීම නැති වෙන්නේ බොහොම ටික ටික. ඉතින් ඒක නැති කරගන්න කොට මහත් වෙනවා. ඒකට හොඳම ආරම්භය තමයි ළමයි ඔය ඒරෝල් වලින් පටන් ගන්න. එතන ගණන් හදන්න. ගණන් හදන්න ළමයි. ගණන් හදන්න තමයි ගණන් පුළුවන්. ඉතින් මේ ගණන් හදන්න පුළුවන් මොලයක් ඇති වෙන කෙනෙකුට ළමයි මේ විශ්වයේ තියෙන ඕනම සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක බොහොම ලේසියෙන් තේරුම් ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක මේ ගණන් වල තියෙන ප්‍රාතිහාර්ය මිරකල් එකක්. If you can learn maths well, people, he or she can understand any language in the world we have. Right? So then anything he or she can very easily understand because such a subject is this math, logical subject. Due to this logicalness, people, Anybody can very easily understand anything. Any complicated situation, very easily they can understand because of the memory and the brain trained through the mathematics. ගණිතය හරහා පුරු වෙච්ච මොලයකට ළමයි ඕනෑම ගැටලුකාරී තත්ත්වයක් බොහොම ලේසියෙන් එකින් එක විසඳගෙන ප්‍රශ්නෙට නියම උත්තර හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. හොඳ තියුණු මොලයක් හම්බ වෙනවා. ඒක හම්බ වෙන්නේ මේ මැත්ස් වල තියෙන ලොජිකල් එකත් එක්ක, තර්කයක් එක්ක ළමයි. ඒක මැත්ස් ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ බුද්ධිමත් ළමයින්ට විතරයි. ඒක මම කියන කතාවක් නෙවෙයි. මේක ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ දාර්ශනිකයෝ කියපේවා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ යටින් බුද්ධිමත්. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ සොසයිටි එකේ ඉන්න ළමයි අතරේ ඕගොල්ලෝගේ වයසේ ඉන්න ළමයි අතර දක්ෂම ළමයි තමයි ඕගොල්ලෝ. ඒක ඕගොල්ලෝ තියෙන එල්ලසල්දි ප්‍රූව් කරන්න. අනිත් අය පිළිගෙන ඉවරයි ඕගොල්ලෝ දක්ෂම ළමයි කියලා. නමුත් ඕගොල්ලන්ට ඒක තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඕගොල්ලෝ වටිනා වස්තුවක්. ඒකට මේ ලෝකෙට. ඒක ඕගොල්ලෝ තවම දන්නේ නැහැ. හරි? කවුරු කියන්නේත් නැහැ ඕගොල්ලන්ට එහෙම කියලා. මිනිස්සු එහෙමනේ. ඒ නිසා තමයි ඒක තේරුම් ගන්න වැඩ කරන්නේ. අපිට ගොඩක් ඉස්සරහට යන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද මැත්ස් කරන්න ඉදිතර ගමක් ඉන්න ළමයි ලොකු දක්ෂකමක් ඔළුවේ තියෙන්න ඕනේ. නේද? හැමෝටම මැත්ස් බෑනේ. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඕලෙවල් වලදී මැත්ස් ෆේල් වෙන ප්‍රමාණය වැඩි. මැත්ස් පුළුවන් වෙන්න උත්පත්තියම හොඳ මොලයක් ලැබෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒකත් වාසනාවක් ළමයි. හැමෝටම මැත්ස් කරන්න බෑනේ. දැන් අපි මැත්ස් කරන ළමයි ගන්න ගත්තොත් එහෙම ලංකාවේ ඒලෙවල් වලදී ඒලෙවල් කරන ළමයින්ගෙන් 100%ක්වත් මැත්ස් කරන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් ඕගොල්ලෝ මැත්ස් කරන්නේ ඉංග්‍රීසි මීඩියම් වලින්. ඕගොල්ලෝගේ මදර් ටං එකකින් නෙවෙයි. බලන්න ඒතරම් අමුතුම දක්ෂකමක් තියෙනවා. ඒක ඕගොල්ලෝ දක්ෂම ළමයි ටිකක්. ඕගොල්ලෝ තමයි මේක හරියන්නේ. ඒ නිසා ඒ දක්ෂකම ඕගොල්ලෝ ඇඟේ තියෙද්දි ඕගොල්ලෝගේ උත්සාහය නැති නිසා නැති කරගන්න යන්න එපා අනාගතේ. නැවත නැවත වැඩ කළා මහන්සි වෙන ළමයි. right? ඕගොල්ලෝ නම් කියයි මේ සර් අපිට දක්ෂයි කියලා අපි දන්නවා අපේ හැටි කියලා. මාත් දන්නවා ඕගොල්ලෝගේ හැටි. නමුත් ළමයි ඕගොල්ලෝ ගන්න වගේ ළමයි තමයි සල්ලු වෙන්න පුළුවන් නිසා. ඒ තමන්ගේ තියෙන අඩුපාඩුකම් වැඩි මෙනෙහි කරන්න යන්න එපා ළමයි. හොඳ පැත්තට හැම වෙලෙම හිතලා වැඩ කරන්න යන්න. ඒකට අර අඩුපාඩුකම් පැත්ත නිකම්ම හරියනවා. හැමෝම අඩුපාඩුකම් තියෙන ළමයි නේද? දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ ග්‍රේඩ් 5 වල වගේ ඉද්දි මොකවත් කරගන්න බැරි වෙච්ච ළමයිනේ දැන් අවුරුදු 7කට පස්සේ දැන් ලොකු වැඩ කරන්නේ. දැන් මේ විදිහම කරන්න කියලා තමයි අවුරුදු 5කට පස්සේ බලන්නකො ඕගොල්ලෝ 5කට 6කට පස්සේ බලන්නකො ඕගොල්ලෝ ලොකු ආයතනයක ලොකු ඉංජිනේර කෙනෙක් නේ. බලන්න ඒ චූටි ළමයානේ. ඒක ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න පුළුවන් ළමයි. ඒ ඕගොල්ලෝගේ ඒ මුලින්ම තියෙන ප්ලොට් එකේ ඕගොල්ලෝගේ භාවයෙන් ලැබිච්ච මොකක් හරි දෙයක් තුළ ඕගොල්ලන්ට ඒ දක්ෂකම තියෙනවා. ඒක ඕගොල්ලෝ ඩෙවලොප් කරගන්න එක තමයි මේ දක්වා කරේ. මම කියන්නේ තවත් ඩෙවලොප් කරගන්න එක ඉස්සරහට. මේ අවුරුදු දෙකේ. ඕගොල්ලන්ට මේ යන්න පුළුවන් අවසාන ගෝල් එකට යන්න පුළුවන්. නන්දු වෙන්න ළමයි. දැන් මේ මහන්සි වෙන්න. වැඩ කරන්න. ගේම ගහන්න පුළුවන්. ගේම ගහන කියලා කියන්නේ ඒවල පාස් වෙන්න පුළුවන් හොඳට. ඒවල පාස් වෙලා හැමෝම කැම්පස් යන්න ඕනේ නැහැ ළමයි. කැම්පස් නොගිහින් තව ගොඩක් ඇවිනිස් මැත්ස් කරලා හිට තියෙනවා. ඉස්සරහට එන්න. දැන් මේ 2 years හොඳට වැඩ කරන්න. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මැත්ස් කරලා S3ක් දැම්මොත් ළමයි හොඳ ජොබ්ස් තියෙනවා. මැත්ස් කරලා S3 නේ මම දන්න ළමයෙක් ඉන්නවා එයාට මැත්ස් වල විතරයි S එකක් තියෙන්නේ. අනිත් දෙකම ෆේල්. ඒත් එයා බැංකුවක හොඳ තැනක වැඩ කරනවා. ඉංග්‍රීසි මීඩියම් මැත්ස් කරලා. S එක තියෙන මැත්ස් වල විතර මගේ ගෝල් එක. වැඩ කරේ නෑ ඉතින් රජගහ හිටියා ඒ වගේම වත්. ඒ වගේ මැත්ස් වලින් ඉංග්‍රීසි මීඩියම් කරලා ගිහුවම ළමයි ඕන තරම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ජොබ් ඔප්ෂන්ස් තියෙනවා. ඕන තරම් කෝසස් තියෙනවා ෆලෝ කරන්න. ඒකට හේතුව ඇයි ළමයි? ඒ දන්නවා ඕනම ඉන්ටර්විව් එකකට ගිහුවම මැත්ස් කරලා තියෙන එකෙක් නම් උට මොලේ හොඳට තියෙනවා කියලා. අනිත් උන්ට වඩා. ඉතින් මොලෙන් වැඩ ගන්න පුළුවන් එකක් ගත්තාම ඒ මිනිස්සුන්ට වටිනවා. ඒ නිසා මැත්ස් කරන එකට මුල් තැන දෙනවා අනිවාර්යයෙන්. මැත්ස් පන්ති කිය සමහරවට ඇති. right? ඒ වගේ දෙයක් තමයි ළමයි මේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකේ නිසා මේක ටිකක් මන්දින් කරන්න. හරි. මුලදී බෝරින්. මේ බෝරින් වෙන්නේ ඕගොල්ලෝ වැඩ කරේ නැත්තම්. වැඩ කරන්න ඕන. වැඩ කරන්න මේක දෙන්නේ ඇඟට. ඇඟට දුන්නාම මේක හරි අසයි කරන්න. මුලදී නම් හරි බෝරින්. නමුත් ඒ කාලේ තමයි ටිකක් මන්දින් වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ. right. Okay, right. People will come to another one question. The next question is this. Next one, this. It is tan squared A plus cos squared A divided by sin A plus sec A. We have to prove, yeah, tan squared A plus cos squared A divided by sin A plus sec A. We have to do this is sec A minus sin A. Right. I'll give you 2-3 minutes, people. Right? Try to get the answer of this. Start from the left hand side. Tan square D plus square D divided by sin A plus 60. Right. Start, people. Everybody can do, people. Don't think that any occasion, don't think I can't. Don't think at any occasion I can't. I don't have that capacity. I don't have that talent. Don't think like that. Don't think like that, people. That is the negative minded thinking. Don't think like that. Think I can. Secondly, think if I try, I can. If not, again think. I must take. And think finally, I take. එහෙමයි නම් හිතන්නේ කවදාවත් අත්තරින්න එපා. කයි එකක් කරන්න. බැරුණාට දුක් වෙන්න එපා තමයි. බැරි බව තීරුම් ගන්නත් ඕගොල්ලෝ මොනවද කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒතර ඕගොල්ලෝ අන්තිම තීරුම් ගන්නවා තමන්ට බැරි කොයි හරිද කියලා. මොකක් නොකර හිටියොත් ළමයි මොකවත් නැහැ. try එකක් දෙන්න. බලමු. take 2-3 minutes. People, how to take this? Right. To take this one, you have to pay your attention on this formula. You can remember we put one formula like this: 1 plus tan square theta is equal to 6 square theta. Then I can subject this tan square theta from this. Bring this one to right hand side. That will be minus 1. 6 square theta minus 1. Then this tan squared A, right? Tan squared A. There we have tan square theta now. This is 6 square theta minus 1. So then this tan squared A I can write as 6 squared A minus 1. Like that, people, this cos squared A you can write. And remember, last week you obtained cos squared A is what? 1 minus sin squared A. So then for the place of this cos squared A, we put what? 1 minus sin squared A. Then try. ළමයි මේ tan squared A ලියන්න. 6 squared A minus 1 කියලා. cos squared A ලියන්න. 1 minus sin squared A කියලා. කියලා ගන්න බලන්න. tan squared A. It is 6 squared A minus 1. Cos squared A. 1 minus sin squared A. Divided by sin A plus sec A. Okay. Now here minus 1 and this plus 1. What happens? We can cancel down. Now what do we have? 6 squared A minus sin squared A divided by sin A plus sec A. Now dear students, here what do you have? Difference of two squares. Difference of two squares. This is like a squared minus b squared form. A squared minus b squared. Difference of two squares. You know the factors. A squared minus b squared factors are people a minus b into a plus b. This first factor, this one can easily be obtained by ignoring these powers a minus b. Second factor can easily be obtained taking this sign to opposite a plus b. Like that here, when you take, what do you get? Sec A minus sin A is the first factor. Second factor, sec A plus sin A, right? Yeah, I'll write that we are here. Right. Sec A minus sin A times sec A plus sin A. sec A plus sin A. Sec A plus sin A. Whole thing divided by what, people? This sin A plus sec A. Now you know this sin A plus sec A, this term, and this sec A plus sin A will same, no, people? These two we can add right in the sin A first and then sec A, because you know 2 plus 3 is same as 3 plus 2, no? Therefore we can interchange this order, sin A plus sec A. Then these two you can cancel down. Then what do you get? Sec A minus sin A. This is RHS. Very simple, people. Left hand side is equal to right hand side. Okay. That's how we take that part. Okay. Another one more, people. We'll do more sums, people, right? We'll do more sums. The next one is this. Next question is this. Cosec A divided by cosec A minus 1 plus cosec A divided by cosec A plus 1 is equal to 2 sec squared A. 2 sec squared A. Right. Start, people, this question 2. Try the question, people. I'll give you 2-3 minutes. All right, people. Who got the answer? Who got the answer? Yeah. Let's see how to take this. Right. Start from left hand side. Left hand side dengan patang gamla mai. We can write it like this, no? Cosec K divided by cosec K minus 1 plus cosec K divided by cosec K plus 1. Okay. You know cosec A. Cosec A means 1 upon sin A. Then the cosec terms we write as 1 upon sin A, like this. Cosec K 1 upon sin A. This cosec K 1 upon sin A minus 1. So you eliminate this bracket, never mind. And here also 1 upon sin A, 1 upon sin A plus 1. Okay, no? Right. Okay, now this numerator and this denominator of this fraction. මේ fraction එකේ ළමයි උඩ යටයි දෙකම. We multiply by sin A. Okay? We know when we multiply both the numerator and denominator by the same value, the fractional value doesn't change. Okay, likewise, this numerator and this denominator of this fraction also we multiply by sin A. Okay, yeah. So then when you multiply sin A here, when you write sin A here and sin A here, right people? By the sin A, when you multiply this sin A and this sin A, we can cancel down. Then we get only this one. When you multiply by this sin A, we have to bring this inside the bracket. Then this 1 upon sin A should be multiplied by this sin A. Then this sin A and this sin A will cancel off. And this sin A come in here and get multiplied with this one, giving minus sin A. Similarly, this numerator and denominator multiplied by sin A. Okay? And keep simplifying that. Simplify කරන්න යන්න ළමයි බලන්න ඒ multiply කරලා. හරි? මේ දෙන්නයි sin A වලින් multiply කරන්න. fraction එක උඩ යටයි දෙකම ළමයි එකම value එකකින් multiply කරා කියලා fraction එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Right. Okay. That's the reason, huh? Okay. Now do like that. Keep doing people. කරන්න යන්න ළමයි. You see. Now this sin A and this sin A will cancel off. By this sin A, we have to multiply this as well as this. Here, this sin A and this sin A we can cancel down. We get 1. This cancellation gives rise 1. No people. By this sin A, we have to multiply this, and this one we have to multiply by this sin A. Okay. Then we get numerator 1 here. We get 1. Okay. Then lamai මේ sin A මෙතෙන්ට ගත්තාම what happens? This sin A, when we bring here people, that and this will cancel off, giving only 1. Right? Yeah. Minus. When you bring this sin A, we are here people. This 1 and this sin A we have to multiply. 1 multiplied by sin A. And when you multiply any value by 1, it won't change, no? Right, sin A. Minus sin. This is what we get there. Plus. Now come to here. After cancellation of this and this, we get 1. Okay. And now when you multiply this and this, when I bring this sin A, we are here. That sin A and this we can cancel down, we get 1. This sin A into 1 means sin A, 1 plus sin A. Right. Now, people, can somebody tell me the next step to do this? ළමයි කාට හරි හිතා ගන්න පුළුවන් ඊළඟට මොකද්ද කරන්න කියලා. දැන් ළමයි අපිට තියෙන fractions එකක් add කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. We have 2 fractions to add people. How to add 2 fractions? To add 2 fractions people, we should have equal denominators. Otherwise, we can't directly add them up. If the denominators are not equal, we have to find the least common multiple of the present denominators. Neither. How do we find the least common multiple of this kind of algebraic expressions? People, they are product. මේ වගේ algebraic expressions දෙකක් denominator එකේ තියෙනකොට ඒගොල්ලෝගේ least common multiple එක හොයන්න කොහොමද ළමයි? ඒ දෙන්න multiply කරන්න. Then if we have something like this, people, the LCM of 2 and 3 is 6, no? Then the way we think is this, no? 2 became 6 by multiplying 3. By the same 3, we have to multiply this 1. 1 into 3 is 3. This 3 became 6, multiplying this by 2. Then the numerator also we have to multiply by 2. In between, we have to put this plus sign. The same 3 and this 2, both we can very easily take when you multiply this 3. 3 into 1 is 3, 2 into 1 is 2. That's it. Like that, whenever you take the common denominator of this and this as the product of these two, 1 minus sin A, 1 plus sin A. Then by this 1 plus sin A, we have to multiply this 1. 1 into 1 plus sin A. You know, 1 plus sin A, when we multiply by 1, it won't change, no? It is still 1 plus sin A. And by this 1 minus sin A, we multiply this 1. It is 1 minus sin A. This is what we get. Then you can cancel down here what? Sin A and minus sin A. 1 plus 1 means 2. People, can you remember what is this 1 minus sin A into 1 plus sin A? Last week we learned 1 minus sin A into 1 plus sin A is 1 minus sin squared A. What is 1 minus sin squared A? It is, people, cos squared A. මතකද නේද මේක අපි ෆැක්ටරයිස් කරලා එහෙම ලිව්වා. මේකේ ආන්සර් එක මොකද්ද? cos squared A. Right? This is cos squared A. 2 divided by cos squared A. How to think here to get the answer? This 2 I can write as 2 multiplied by 1 divided by cos squared A. People, what is 1 upon cos squared A? Sec squared A. How to think that? කොහොමද ළමයි අපි ඒක හිතන්නේ? 2 multiplied by this 1 upon cos squared A අපිට මෙහෙම ලියන්න පුළුවන්. මේ බලන්න. 1 upon cos A multiplied by 1 upon cos A කියලා ලියන්න පුළුවන් නේ. මෙයා. ඇයි ඒ? 1 into 1 we get this one. Cos A into cos A we get cos squared A. Understood? What is this 1 upon cos A? Sec A. This 1 upon cos A also sec A. Then what do we have here? Sec A into sec A. What is that? Sec squared A. So therefore directly, without writing this step here, 1 upon cos squared A, we can write as how, people? Sec squared A. Okay. So this is nothing but 2 sec A into sec A. It is really 2 sec squared A. It is nothing but the right hand side. Then we prove that left hand side and right hand side are equal. Okay, now people, that's how we take. We'll take another one more. Thereafter, we come to some theories. Okay. ගමු ළමයි තව එකක්. Next one. 1 minus tan A divided by 1 plus tan A equals this 40 minus 1 40 plus 1. This is very easy one. I think everybody can take this answer. They have lazy එකක් ළමයි. හැම කාටම ගන්න පුළුවන් මේ answer එක. ඔය try එකක් දෙන්න බලන්න. Okay, people, but the answers, right? Now, in this case, to get the answer easily, who got this answer? Yeah, people now think like this. We have here 6 minus 4. It's 2, no? All right. And now here we have, take this way, 4 plus 2. This way you have something. Actually, when you simplify these people, 6 minus 4 is 2, 4 plus 2 is 6, right? Okay. 2 by 6 means people, it is 1/3, no? Cancelling both this 2 and 6 by 2, we get 1/3, no? Right. Then the answer of this is 1/3. Now, secondly, I simplify this in another different way. Make ඇත්තම answer එක ළමයි 1/3. හරිනේ ඒක ප්‍රශ්න නෑ. අපොටම තේරුණා ඒක. 1/3 තමයි ඇත්තම answer. දැන් ඒක අපි simplify කරනවා මේ විදිහට. කොහොමද? All the terms, there are 2 terms at the numerator and all the terms at the denominator. All the terms at the numerator and all the terms at the denominator, we divide by the same value. We can divide by any value. But when we divide both numerator and denominator, we should use the same value. But same value can be any value. හරිද ළමයි? උඩ යට දෙකම එකම අගයකින් බෙදනවා. ඒ බෙදන්න පාවිච්චි කරන කෙනා ඕනෑම නම්බර් එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි උඩ යට දෙකම එකෙන් බෙදන්න ඕනේ. Understood, people? The both numerator and denominator, all the terms numerator and all the terms denominator, we can divide by a value. That value can be any value. In this case, to divide, we use the value 2. By 2, all these 4 terms we divide. Then what do you get? 6 divided by 2 minus 4 divided by 2, 4 divided by 2, 2 divided by 2. Now simplify. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Middle minus. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then 3 minus 2 is 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. What is this? The same as this. Really, what do you understand by this? This saves us when we have a fraction like this, dividing all the terms at the numerator and denominator by a single value, the fractional answer won't change. Fraction එකේ value එක change වෙන්නේ නැහැ ළමයි එහෙම කරා කියලා. Yeah, that fact here we can use to show this one very easily. හරිද ළමයි? එහෙනම් බලමු left hand side එකෙන් start කරලා. We start from left hand side, people. 1 minus tan me divided by 1 plus tan me. මෙහෙමනේ තියෙන්නේ ළමයි නේද? ඉතින් අපි මේ හතර දෙනාම this 4 terms we shall divide by a single value we like. But people, we should like the value which gives us the answer. Otherwise, no point of dividing. නේද ළමයි? අපිට ඒක තින් ඕන එකකින් divide කරන්න පුළුවන් වුණාට අපිට answer එක ලැබෙන කෙනාගෙන් divide කරන්න අපි වග බලා ගන්න ඕනේ. Okay? People, then by what value better to divide these terms to reach the answer? People, divide by tan me. All the terms at the numerator and denominator we divide by tan me, right? Then what we get here? 1 upon tan me minus tan me by tan me. here 1 upon tan A plus tan A by tan A. Because these two you can cancel down 1. These two you can cancel down 1. 1 upon tan means what, people? Cot me? Cot A. And here also cot A. Cot A minus 1 divided by cot A plus 1. Right. You know, right. So therefore, people, those kind of strategies we use to take the answers. Right? Yeah. Okay. Now, in the tutorial, people, I put the tutorial to the group. So can't we do this by taking, yeah, as conjugate what A as conjugate what A conjugate 1 minus tan. What is meant by there? The conjugate conjugate. No. There can be another method, people. Really, there is another method. Right? Okay. Right, people. Now, in your tutorial, I put the tutorial to the group. In the evening only, I could put that on. All right, multiplied by cot A. When you multiply both by cot A, this is cot A minus cot A divided by tan A. That's correct one. Then take a minus sign. That is correct. Okay, that is correct. Yeah. Right. In the tutorial, some questions available. In the first page, all the questions, and second page, all the questions. Third page, up to the question number 11, you can do. Right? Up to the question number 11 in the third page, you can now do. Right. Next day also, we supposed to do this year some questions, and then we come to theory. We will now will move to the next theory part today under this trigonometry. Understand? Right. So then we'll write the heading as this is. Heading is this. Write down plane of quadrants. Plane of quadrants. Plane of quadrants. Right. So let's see what is meant by the plane of quadrants. Plane of quadrants mean, people, you know, when you draw, when you do actually your graph question in all levels, people are taking the graph paper. Can you remember you drew two axes, x-axis and y-axis, right? So I draw that x-axis and y-axis, right? This is positive x-axis, and this is negative x-axis. This is positive y-axis. This is negative y-axis. This is called as the O. This each axis perpendicular to other. Then you say, people, these two axes x and y, මේ x y axis දෙක ළමයි අපි මේ වගේ මේ බෝඩ් එක වගේ එකක ඇඳලා තියෙනවා. Even here the plane means what? Plane means, people, flat surface. Flat surface. Flat. You can understand what is meant by flat. Flat surface, like this board. This surface, white surface is a people flat one. Flat one. There are some surfaces which are not flat. Spherical surfaces, irregular surfaces. This is a flat surface. It is called as a plane. Now these two axes x and y, we have drawn on this plane of the board, white surface is a flat surface. It is a plane. Then people, when we draw this way the two axes x and y, right? You can see this arrow indicate this axis we can produce to positive infinity from this end, negative infinity from this end, this y-axis positive infinity this end, negative infinity this end. Then people, you can see in between this positive x-axis and positive y-axis, there is a particular region in this plane, this region, and this region, this region, this region. These regions are called as people quadrants. This means, okay. Therefore, the plane of quadrant means people the surface, flat surface on which we draw this x and y axis. People, you have heard the word Cartesian coordinate plane. Cartesian coordinate plane. අපි කියනවා සිංහලෙන් කාටේසීය කණ්ඩාංග තලය කියලා. ඔය සිංහල වචනේ තමයි තලය. Cartesian coordinate plane. Plane means තලය. And that plane only people we define here as plane of quadrants. Understand? Right. Then this region we define as first quadrant. First quadrant. This one is second quadrant. This is third quadrant. Because this is fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant. Right? This is how we simply define the quadrants. Right? The regions bounded between x and y axis are defined as the quadrants. Understood, people? Right now? Yeah. Okay. Shall we take down a small note? Right? Write down like this. The plane containing the two axes capital X and capital Y is called as the plane of quadrant. Plane of quadrants. Plane of quadrants. Write down it. Plane of quadrants. Now draw this diagram, people. Right? What is this O? O is called the origin. No, people. This is called as origin. Called as the origin. Origin. Right. Right. People, this is the starting point of origining, that starting point of beginning of the what? theories. Right. Draw this one. Now, right, in this plane of quadrant, we consider a line segment. A line segment. Line segment. Segment means part. Line segment. A line segment that can rotate about this origin O. That line segment has fixed length. I am going to take that line segment as OP. This way. This OP line segment can freely rotate about the point O. අරදලමයි මේ OP කියන line segment එකට O කියන origin එක වටේ දෙපැත්තටම කැරකෙන්න පුළුවන්. OP line segment can freely rotate about the origin O to the both directions. What are the two possible directions? This direction. We call as people what? Anti-clockwise. And this direction? Clockwise. Clockwise. To both directions. To both directions, people, this OP line segment can rotate about the point O. Initially, this OP line segment is on the positive x-axis. මුලදී ළමයි මේ OP line segment එකේ ඉන්නේ positive x-axis එකට මේ විදිහට. Right. Initially, OP people on the positive x-axis like this. Starting from the initial position, this OP now suppose rotating in anticlockwise to this direction. Then I am going to stop this OP, bring into the position this. This is OP. Then you can very clearly see people an angle is opening between x-axis, positive x-axis and OP. තේරුණා ළමයි? අර OP ගේ මුල් පිහිටීමේ ඉඳලා positive x-axis එක උඩ ඉඳලා OP කියන කෙනා anti-clockwise sense එකට rotate වෙනවා. Anti-clockwise. එතකොට ඕගොල්ලෝ පේනවා මේ positive x-axis එකයි OP අතරේ angle එකක් එනවා. You can see people an angle is generating between OP and positive x-axis when this OP is rotating in anti-clockwise. That angle, people, we define as positive angle. Positive angle. Okay. Now, from the initial position of this OP, suppose it rotates clockwise sense. Clockwise sense. This way. To a position like this. Then the angle opening between positive x-axis and OP is defined as people negative angle. Negative angle. So therefore, here in after people, you have to consider about not only positive angles, but the negative angles also. Right? You didn't think that there can be negative angles, but people, there are negative angles according to this way when you think. Right? අපි හිතුවේ නෑ නේද ළමයි අපිට නෙගටිව් ඇන්ගල් එකක් කියලා එයි කියලා. නෑ ළමයි නෙගටිව් ඇන්ගල් එකක් ඔය විදිහට ගත්තාම අපිට එනවා. So therefore, after this you have to think there are angles having the signs positive and negative. So the positive angles are forming how? OP is rotating this way anti-clockwise. Then what is the angle always we consider? The angle between OP and positive x-axis. හැම වෙලේම ළමයි අපි angle එක කියලා ගන්නෙ කොයි angle එකද? OP සහ positive x axis එක අතර තියෙන angle එක තමයි අපි ගන්නෙ අපේ angle එක කියලා. හැම වෙලෙම angle එක measure කරන්න පටන් ගන්නෙ positive x axis එකකින්. Right people? Always we measure the angle starting from positive x axis up to OP. Because initially this OP is on the positive x axis. That is why we measured our angle from positive x axis. Wherever this OP lies, the angle OP has turned through is measured starting from people positive x axis. Understand? Right? Yeah. Okay, then we'll write another subheading as positive and negative angle. Positive and negative angles in the plane of quadrants. In the plane of quadrants. Right. Right, people, now write on one note. Right? Write on like this. Right, write on like this. Consider a line segment. Consider a line segment OP, line segment OP of fixed length, which can freely rotate which can freely rotate which can freely rotate which can freely rotate about the origin O, about the origin O in both directions clockwise and anti-clockwise. Right? Write down. Initially this OP line segment lies lies on the positive x-axis. Right. Now people draw this diagram too. Right? This diagram too. Draw this diagram. Right now, people. Right. People, these theories are very important, right? Because by this fundamental important concepts on the people, we can develop and we can build a strong knowledge. These are very important ones, therefore, right? Rather than by hearting and getting the theory without any reason and remembering them, right? Okay, then write down, people, starting from new line, two sentences like this. Here, lamai. මේවා මතක තියාගන්න ළමයි. මේ කරුණුත් එක්ක ගිහපුවාම මේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක හරි ලේසියි. අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් සමහර තැන්වල උගන්වනකොට මේ කරුණු දෙන්නේ නැතුව ළමයි මෙහෙම එකක් තියෙනවා මේක මතක තියාගන්න කියලා තමයි උගන්වන්නේ. ඒතර එහෙම එක කොහොම එකද කියන අපි දන්නේ නැහැ හරියටම. අපිට කියන්නෙත් නැහැ. ඒතර අපිට හිතන එක තමයි මාවා ගන්න. එහෙම වුණාම ළමයි අපි අන්තිමට හිතාන ඉන්න එකයි සර් කියලා තියෙන එකයි දෙකක් වුණ දාසර තමයි අපි වැරදි පාරේ ගිහින් කියලා තේරෙන්නේ. එහෙම වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. ඕන තරම් හොඳට කාලේ තියෙනවා. මේක මුලින්ම හොඳට ඉගෙන ගන්න ළමයි. ඒක තමයි අපි කියන්නේ strong knowledge එකක් තියෙන කියලා. solid knowledge එකක් තියෙන කියන්නේ අපි එතකොටයි. නේද? අපි සමහරවිට කියවනේ අරුගේ මාර මීටරේ කියලා. මීටර තමයි ළමයි හැමෝම. හරි? මීටර වෙන්නේ මේ concepts එක ගියොත්. එතකොට මේ ඕගොල්ලන්ට මේ ගණන් නිර්මාණය කරන්න උනත් පුළුවන් වෙන ඉස්සරහට. මේ maths කියන ළමයි practical subject එකක්. නේද? maths හොයාගත්තේ මිනිස්සු පීනින් දැකලා නෙවෙයි ළමයි. maths හොයාගත්තේ ළම මිනිස්සු practical කරලා. practically මේගොල්ලෝ හොයලා බලලා තමයි මේවා ඉගෙන ගන්න නිසා මේවා තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Right. Write down one sentence like this. First one, write down. When OP rotates, when OP rotates, when OP rotates in anticlockwise sense, in anticlockwise sense, in anticlockwise sense, starting from positive x-axis, starting from positive x-axis, starting from positive x-axis. The angle opening, the angle opening between positive x-axis and OP, positive x-axis and OP is defined as positive, is defined as positive angle, positive angle. Right, start from new line, people, again. I alut line එක ලියන්න ළමයි. When OP rotates about O, when OP rotates about O, in clockwise sense, in clockwise sense, in clockwise sense, starting from the positive x-axis, starting from the positive x-axis, the angle opening between OP and positive x-axis. Between OP and positive x-axis. Is defined as negative angle. Is defined as negative angle. Right. Okay, now people, I'm going to consider some angles when this OP rotates in anti-clockwise and clockwise senses, right? Yeah, like this. අපි ළමයි බලමු දැන් මේ විදිහට මේ OP rotate වෙනකොට එයාට තියෙන්න පුළුවන් angles මොනවද කියලා. Right? Let's see people, the possible angles there can be when this OP rotates in this manner. Right. People, now when this OP is on the x-axis itself, what is the angle? OP කියන එක නා x-axis එක උඩ ඉන්නකොට ළමයි x-axis එකයි OP අතර angle එකක් නැහැ 0. No angle when this OP is on the x-axis. That I am going to write like this. 0 degree. When OP is on the positive x-axis. Then once it is rotating this way, people, coming to positive y-axis, the angle opening between positive x-axis and OP is 90 degrees. Then on the positive y-axis, the angle is 90 degrees. Or in radians, people, pi by 2. We know that, huh? And then this OP comes onto the negative x-axis. People, what is the angle between OP and now OP is here, positive x-axis is here. This angle 180, right? Now OP comes to the negative y-axis. Then what is the whole angle? We said always we measure the angle starting from positive x-axis. No, ළමයි හැම වෙලේම අපි angle එක මනින්නේ කොතනින් පටන් ගන්නද? Angle එක මනින්නේ positive x-axis එකෙන් පටන් අරගෙන. OP දක්වා තියෙන angle එක තමයි අපේ angle එක. So therefore remember always when we measure the angle, people, that angle is measured starting from positive x-axis upward present location of OP. Understood? So therefore when this OP is on the negative y-axis, people, what is the angle? 90, 90, 90, 270, right? Degrees. And people, OP completes the first round and again coming to the positive x-axis. Then what is the total angle? 90, 90, 90, 90, 360. Then once this OP completes the first round, people, the total angle is 360. OP completes the first round. Now people, suppose OP begins its second round. අරද ළමයි පළවෙනි රවුම කැරකිලා ඉවර වෙලා OP දෙවෙනි වටේ යන්න කැරකෙන්න ගන්නවා. Then people remember once this OP begins to rotate its second round, remember again the angle does not start from 0. The angle starts from 360. තේරුණාද ළමයි? පළවෙනි රවුම කැරකිලා ඉවර වෙලා දෙවෙනි රවුම කැරකෙන්න ගන්නකොට ආය angle එක 0 වලින් නෙමෙයි පටන් ගන්නෙ. අර ඉවර වෙච්ච 360 වලින් පටන් ගන්නෙ. Understood? So therefore in the second round, when this OP completes the second round, when this OP comes to the positive y-axis, another 90 adds toward this 360. Then we get 450. And when it comes to this negative x-axis, that 450 and another 90, 540. Come to this, people, and again onto this positive x-axis. Then 2 rounds this OP has completed. Then the total angle this OP has turned through is, people, now 360 into 360, 360 multiplied by 2, 360 plus 360, that means 720. Like that, people. Once this OP completes extra round, newly another 360-degree angle is added to the previous angle. හරිද ළමයි? මේ OP complete කරන සෑම රවුමක් ගානෙම ළමයි අලුතින් 360 angle එකක් කලින් angle එකට add වෙනවා. So people, you have taught in your O levels the maximum angle is 360 no? ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතන් හිටියේ angle එකකට ගන්න පුළුවන් උපරිම value එක 360 කියලානේ. දැන් තේරෙනවද people ළමයි 360 නෙවෙයි මේ OP කියන කෙනා තමන්ගේ රවුම් ගාන වැඩි වෙලා යනකොට angle එකත් වැඩි වෙනවා. එහෙනම් angle එකට ළමයි 360 කියලා maximum value එකක් නෙවෙයි තියෙන්නේ. angle එකට ඕන value එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. That depends on the number of rounds that OP rotates about O. Understood? Right? And then people, this way we can just summarize. Once this OP completes one round, these are the possible angles when OP is on the axis. හරිද ළමයි? මේ මම අදලා තියෙන මොකද්ද? OP කියන එක නා පළවෙනි රවුන්ඩ් එක කම්ප්ලීට් කරනකොට පළවෙනි රවුම කම්ප්ලීට් කරනකොට එයා ඔය ඇක්සස් උඩ ඉන්න වෙලාවේදී තියෙන ඇන්ගල්ස් ටික තමයි මම මේ දෙන්නේ. then second round එනකොට තව ඔබට එකතු වෙනවා. third round එනකොට තව එකතු වෙනවා. when it goes fourth round, people, more angles will be added. That is this when OP rotates in anti-clockwise. Similar people, we can mark the angles OP turn through when OP rotate clockwise. Right now. Then these are the positive angles on the axis, right? So then angle between any two axis, people, axis is 90, right? Okay. Once this OP rotate, positive angles are these, right? First take down, people, this way. Positive angles, right? Positive angles, right? Now we'll come to negative angles. Negative angles, right? මේක අදින්න ළමයි. Negative angles. Initially 0. When it comes to here, now minus 90. When it comes to here, minus 180. Minus people 270. And minus 360. These are the angles when this OP rotates clockwise since when it is on the axis. Right. Axis උඩ OP ඉන්න වෙලාවක OP turn වෙලා තියෙන angles ටික තමයි ළමයි මේ clockwise පැත්තට anti clockwise පැත්තට අපි අරන් තියෙන්නේ. Right. Right, no? Right, after all this, we'll write another brief note. Right. I don't like people like this. Okay. Right on. When OP rotates in anticlockwise and completes the first round and completes the first round and completes the first round, the angle OP has turned is 360 degrees. Is 360 degrees. Now OP has turned is 360 degrees. Now when OP begins, its second round, the angle starts from 360. The angle starts from 360 not from 0. Starts from 360 not from 0. This says this says once ONCE OP completes, once OP completes, each round an angle 360 degrees, each round an angle 360 degrees is added to the previous angle. Is added to the previous angle. In this way, the angle can increase up to infinity. Up to infinity. Write down the same the same thing is true. The same thing is true. The same thing is true whenever OP rotates, clockwise sense, and in this case, since the angles take negative sign, angles take negative sign, once the number of rounds of OP, once the number of rounds of OP increases, the angle decreases. Right, angle decreases. People, can you understand that? Now suppose here, first angle when it completes 360. Since this rotation takes place in clockwise sense, minus. Second round it completes 720 minus. Then third round, people, 720 plus 360. What do you get? 1080. Also minus. People, now you can see 1080 with minus sign smaller than this. This is smaller than this. Lamai making adu make me. Yeah. I minus sign එක තියෙන හින්දා. ඒ නිසා ළමයි clockwise පැත්තට OP rotate වෙනකොට අපි define කරන්නේ angle එකට minus sign එකක් තියෙන හින්දා angle එක අඩු වෙනවා කියලා. That's true, no, people. When you consider number line, here we have 0. When we go this end, what can you say about the real numbers you come across, people? මේ පැත්තට යනකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට හම්බ වෙන real numbers වල වටිනාකම මොකද වෙන්නේ ළමයි? අඩු වෙනවනේ. So then minus 360 is somewhere here, minus 720 is somewhere here, minus 1080 is somewhere here. See here, angle decreasing. That's why we say when OP rotates clockwise, angle is decreasing up to negative infinity. Understood? Right. So then, people, this is the lesson today. From here, people, another more definitions available. The next day we supposed to discuss that part. Okay. And during this week, people, before next class, please do questions in the tutorial. First 3 pages, the questions we can do. Next day we discuss more important theory part. Don't miss the classes, people. Right? Try to join the class. I can provide you the this recording. Those who need the recording, people, you can get the recording and watch it again and be ready for the next day lesson. Right? Any question today, people? Am I